everybody. After 2 long weeks of exile, I've been allowed back on the show. Things got a little bit too heated behind the scenes, on the chat, on Omnibros. It was a whole messy situation, but here I am. I'm back. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, I'm going to talk about some books that you probably don't like, but I don't care. I'm back, and I'm still petitioning for an Inhumans Omnibus. That hasn't changed. So welcome back. Geo here to Omnibros Live. And of course, I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Comics Guide. Lou, how you doing?
Hey, buddy. Hey, man. It's a lovely Monday night over here in Miami, Florida, and I am just happy to be with you. Happy to be with everybody in the chat right now. Ready to talk about some books and some
Yeah.
stuff that we've read and collected over the last week.
Heck yeah. Welcome, everybody in the chat. William Lee, thank you so much. That's the first comment I saw. Sorry, everybody else. Kenny, welcome back. Gia, thank you so much. Heyo, Omnibros, and we are live, and good to see you, Gio. 100% fire. I love that. Thank you so much. Hold on to your pants. Thank you, Gabe. Gabe will be on in a couple minutes. He's getting ready. I can see him in the backstage green room. He's getting ready. Biden traveled to Puerto Rico to find out why Gio hasn't showed up on Mondays. It's been a minute since I've been here. I didn't have power for a week, and then I had some family stuff that I had to take care of, so I wasn't on last week. But here now, ready to talk to you guys about cool stuff. And speaking of cool stuff and cool books, I got to remind you that the stuff that we're going to talk about tonight, you can find it at our sponsor. That's, of course, InStockTrades.com, your home for all things collected editions. You get your omnibus, hardcovers, trade paperbacks, manga, and so much more. When it comes to collected editions, you got to check out InStockTrades.com. Deals up to 50% off in occasions. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra 2% to that. And if you place an order of $50 or more, you get free shipping. Fantastic customer service and wonderful packaging. That's InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. Shout out to IST for once again sponsoring your favorite Omnibros.
All right, man.
Thank you, everybody. Hi, Gio and Lou. Nice to see you're all safe. Gio, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Howdy.
Howdy.
What's up, Gio and Lou? How are you guys doing? Glad to see you guys. It's been a day. I'm tired. I did a lot of stuff work related, and I am pooped, as the kids would say.
Same.
I'm pulling a Farhan. Shout out to Farhan, #1 fan, by watching from work, almost free from this 12-hour shift. Just hang on tight. We got you, buddy. We got you. Hang on tight. You'll be out there soon enough.
NFL, do we do, man? If you don't mind me asking, that's a long shift. Are you in the medical field?
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity.
Ooh, I like this. Bought blindly, Inhumanity, oversized hardcover at Ollie's for $7.99. Is it a good read? For $7.99, yes, it is a good read. For a full retail release, not so much. It's not. I'll be honest with you guys. It's not the best Inhumans material, but for $8, that's the price of one of the issues inside of it. Because I have that event in singles. I never bothered getting the collected edition, but for $8, that's solid.
Brother, you cannot go wrong with for $8. You can't go wrong with that. That's a good pickup.
For anybody wondering, Inhumanity is the mini event that happens after Hickman's Infinity thing with the Terrigen bomb and Mist and all that stuff. The fallout from that, you read it on Inhumanity, and that leads into the Uncanny Inhumans books and all that stuff, and Inhuman books. Sorry. Kenny with a pretty, of course, it's the Superman order. IST is amazing. Just ordered 3 more Superman books from them today, including Superman Son of Kal-El Volume 1 by Tom Taylor, and a collection of Superman team-ups from the 70s and 80s. Plus, I ordered Superman and Lois Lane, the Wedding Album Deluxe Edition, too. Nice.
Okay. Dropping some coin there. I see you. I respect it, brother.
Kenny is the #1 Superman fan. You know he's got to have the full set. That's awesome.
He's up there. Actually, now that I think about it, he's a diehard Superman guy. He loves anything he can about suits.
Yep. I love that Kenny watches our show and he likes us and we like him. But I know that Kenny dislikes my takes on Superman because my movie preferences are vastly different from his.
Yeah.
So, but what are you gonna do? Different tastes.
Are you you're a Donner guy? You like the Donner stuff?
I'm sorry to everybody, but I'm a diehard Man of Steel fan, and
Okay.
Cavill's my Superman.
Okay. Hey,
I
nothing
grew
wrong.
up with all of them,
Yeah.
but it's Man of Steel and the Superman Timverse Superman with the animated
Oh,
series. Those are my two Supermen.
how do you feel about the J.J. Abrams one, the Brandon Routh Superman?
I remember watching it in theaters and thought it was cool because I was younger, but on my second watch, I was not excited for that movie whatsoever. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I liked it
That
when I saw it in theaters. That's all right. That's okay.
that plane sequence is still impressive as fuck though. The
Oh no,
opening.
it's fun. It's everything after that that I'm like, it's all right.
You don't like the kid and Kevin
Yeah,
Spacey and
I'm good. I remember I got excited for it the same reason I got excited over 2014 Godzilla, and that was
yeah.
because it was the first time that I could see these iconic characters in a movie theater. Right? Because
Yeah.
before that, we hadn't had a Superman movie in
Yeah.
theaters. So I was excited. I got into the hype, but didn't like it afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of I had a similar so I had the similar feeling as you for that Godzilla movie because that
Yep.
was the first time I've seen a Godzilla movie in theater. I was like, wow, this is awesome. And weirdly enough, even though it's really slow, I kind of had a similar experience with the Godzilla movie, the 2014 one, I think is what it is,
Mhm.
the reboot, the American one. I was like,
The
man, it's
first
been
one
a
of the
long.
MonsterVerse. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because I saw it in IMAX, and it was the first time in a long time since probably that '98 Godzilla movie that I
Yeah.
had seen a Godzilla movie in theaters and in IMAX, dude. That thing is like, whoa! You get a real. If there's one thing that movie did right, it's the sense of scale because he looks fucking giant.
And the scene in Hawaii when you see the
Yeah,
foot stomp and then the big reveal,
yeah,
the whole theater just uh, went nuts, screaming and shouting and applauding. And I was just as excited. So I will always fondly remember that movie because of the audience and then the
hmm,
sound and the atomic breath scene and all that stuff at the end. I love it. I know people will hate on it, especially the Godzilla purists out there, but I don't care.
it's a fun movie. It's slow. Admittingly, it is a little slow, and I do like the fact that in the sequels you do get more of him. But I get what he was going for with that movie, and you also get one of my favorite Godzilla kills of all time at the very end, which is just
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
so badass. Kenny likes. I do think in. Sorry, I do think in some way the Donnerverse Superman films have not aged well, but Christopher Reeve still for me is the best Superman on film. I like Henry Cavill in the role, but the writing so-so. Gotcha. Also very important. Thank you, James. Have you
Uh,
pre-ordered the Good Smile Metroid Dread Figma Samus yet? The pre-order went live last week.
oh,
You
that's so
bet your
tempting.
bottom dollar I did. Of course I
Oh,
got that locked and ready.
that is so. I know you've shown me it, and it's so
I'll show
fucking
everybody
tempting.
now. Hold on.
It's so tempting but I have a kid next month. We have a kid that's coming next month.
To be fair,
I
let me
can't swing
play
it.
devil's advocate here. The figure comes out this time next year. So I think you're good on that and you can pre-order it.
Don't
Just
do
say it.
this, man.
I mean, look at this thing. It's beautiful.
How
I
much? I
love it.
forget.
I love it. I love everything about it. It's
Oh, it's got.
gorgeous.
It opens up the hand cannon.
It's expensive for the size of it, but that's what happens with these Japanese figures.
Oh,
I don't own a Metroid Figma. I've always wanted to own one, and they're super expensive because they're out of stock everywhere, out of print or whatever you call it. So this will be the first time that I own one, so I'm super excited. And as you can see here from Good Smile, 2023, October 2023. I think you should get it. I think everybody should get it. Lou, you'll be spending more money on diapers in a year. That's also true.
Yeah, I know. We're stockpiling. We have a mountain of diapers, different sizes and stuff like that. We're kind of getting ready. We've got literally everything already. She's due by the end of November, and I was just telling you behind the scenes. I was like, fuck, the end of November. I hope. Part of me is like, I really hope that date sticks because we get God of War Ragnarok November 9th, Black Panther November 11th, and we get the new Sonic game, which I really want to try. It looks fun. The day before God of War Ragnarok. So I'm like, if she could just hold out for 2 more weeks, we're good after that.
Tall Tom Taylor is asking how much is the figure. I forgot to show that. You can get it from Good Smiles US website for $87. I have it pre-ordered from Miami, and whenever the release of the figure, whenever it's out, then I pay for it. But I already have my pre-order in. I'm good. I think Big Bad Toy Store also has it for like $125, which is a lot.
Damn.
Be a good baby and stay in the womb just for a little bit.
Just for 2 weeks. I'm not asking for much.
The new Sonic game, based on the previews I've seen, looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm a diehard Sonic fan, except for the movies. Don't care about the movies. But for the games, I love the games. Use cloth diapers and you save money. Old school style. Nice. Do not buy a wipe warmer. Total waste.
We already got one. My parents picked one up.
Awesome. So what's been happening, guys? What have we been reading in a week? What have you been reading?
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
My answer is going to shock a lot of people, and that's a whole bunch of nothing because I've been so busy for 2 weeks straight that I haven't had the chance. I had some opportunities, and to be actually no, hold on. It's a disservice to me because I did read some stuff. I do have an Annie List account that helps me keep track of these things, so I do apologize. Mm-hmm. I'm up to date with Shuzo Shimi's Blood on the Tracks manga. That is a depressing read, but super engrossing. The Tunnel to Summer, The Exit of Goodbye's Ultramarine, something. That's what I read recently. If you don't know, it's about this kid that has had some tragedies in his life, and he hears it's in a small town in Japan. I don't know which city, prefecture. He finds out that there are a couple urban legends there that say that one of the tunnels where trains used to pass through, the tunnel said to be either haunted or something magical happens in there, that your wish is fulfilled, but at a cost. It turns out that it's not necessarily a wish-granting tunnel, but there's something sci-fi about it, not supernatural, sci-fi about it. Oh. And I only read the first volume physically, which I got a couple weeks ago, like a month ago. And it's really good. The art is amazing. And while you talk later, I can go grab it and show everybody the art because I love the character designs and the story's intriguing enough that after the first book, I'm hooked in. I want to read the rest. It's going to be 4 volumes, and volume 2 comes out sometime soon. But I can grab it in a couple minutes.
That's not bad.
So that's what I read.
That's not bad at all, man. So I've kind of been bouncing around a few things. I guess let me get to the comic book stuff. Yeah. So I'm continuing my read through of Red Robin because we're going to be reviewing that in the next few weeks, I think. Maybe next week.
Wait, hold on. I got the picture here from Gabe. Let me put that up. Yeah. Red Robin discussion. If you want to read that and join the Omnibros, we'll be talking about that Wednesday.
Yep.
Red Robin. Yum.
Yeah, this is Gabe and I have talked about this series, and a bunch of us have talked about this series. This is a pre New 52 series. I won't be getting into too many details because we'll save it for Wednesday, but it's a quick read, guys. It's only 25 issues. Most of you out there can read it, you'll enjoy it. And I will say this is because I had read this a while ago, and it's still just as good as when I read it. It's such a fun series overall, and it's one of those things that, like we've mentioned in the past, once the New 52 hit, there were a lot of series that unfortunately got the can, and they've got axed and stopped rather abruptly because, hey, New 52 is coming. This is one of those series that I wish kept going because you see Tim Drake and he grows as a character throughout this series, and it's just fun. Overall, it's just super fun. We'll talk more about it this Wednesday. I really urge you guys. And the whole thing's on the DC Infinite app. That's how I'm reading it right now. So if you're curious about this, you really want to read a good Tim Drake Robin series, this is a must read for you guys. The only thing you need to know is that Batman is dead. Only Tim Drake doesn't believe he's actually dead, and it's
Spoilers.
comic.
I gotta ask, were you upset when you read Red Robin and realized that they changed them because the New 52 was coming? And they altered the design and a bunch of stuff. I know a lot of people were upset at the time.
Yeah.
To be fair, I love the New 52 outfit for Tim Drake because he's my favorite Robin. But I know that a lot of people are upset that they changed the book in order for to wipe everything clean and do a fresh new run on Tim Drake leading the Titans in New 52.
And I've heard some of the changes that they made with the character recently, and I'm just like, why? Why that does nothing for the character?
Yeah. And you remember that they changed him in the New 52 where that he wasn't Robin, he was always Red Robin. Like that was one of the dumbest things I've ever read. They're like, no, he was always Red Robin. Batman always called him Red Robin. I'm like, okay, cool.
I'm getting a migraine just thinking about all this stuff. The bottom line is, I don't know why they did away with. Well, yeah, I do know because comics, right? But this short run gives him a lot of character development. He strikes out on his own, and it genuinely feels like this is him and his story. And he starts getting his own rogues gallery and stuff like that. And then after 25 issues, like, whatever. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, but highly recommend this, guys. Honestly, really, really recommend this. It's super fun, and you don't need to know much about it. There are some stuff that they name drop a lot of stuff, and some things happen that it's clear they happened in another book. Out of nowhere, it seems like Red Robin knows what's going on with Bruce, and I'm like, how'd you figure that out? That was clearly in another book. Did he figure that out? Okay. But that's comics, you know. They name drop Blackest Night, which we will be. Gabe and I decided today we are going to be covering Blackest Night at the end of this month as kind of the send off for Halloween. So you guys can catch up and read that as well.
Yo,
what's up?
I was sitting back there in the green room for a minute. I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait for Gio to add me in. I'm like, oh wait, I got I made this account.
Exactly. You have power over that.
Yeah, I was like waiting there for a minute. I was like, what's going on here? I'm just gonna hang out and listen to Lou talk about Red Robin for a minute. I'm like, oh wait, I can just add myself.
How you doing?
So this was the book that I would talk about, by the way, if anybody's interested. The Tunnel to Summer, The Exit of Goodbyes, Ultramarine. I'll show you some of the art here. As you can see, the character models are very expressive and dynamic. And hopefully, this is not a spoiler, but you can see the tunnel here. You shouldn't go there. And I really want to talk about the plot twist behind the tunnel, but I don't know if it's considered a spoiler or not. But still, pretty fun, pretty interesting series so far.
Who puts it out?
This is by Seven Seas Entertainment. Let me
ask you real quick, Gio, because I like manga. I'm just not deep into it, of course, like you or Riley, of course. But is Seven Seas? I've been hearing their name a lot for manga, like from you guys. other podcasts I listen to. I keep
Yeah.
hearing that name come up. Are they like the new like hot girl kind of thing? Like, are they like the new it thing for manga? Because before all everything's ever been through was like Viz or Dark Horse,
Tokyo Pop.
Kodansha, things like that. I've never heard of Seven Seas until recently, and then it's been just word vomit of Seven Seas from all these different like podcasts and you guys.
Seven Seas has been around for a while, but
Okay.
it wasn't until recently, I'm going to say like 5 years, where they really, or like 3 years, where they really started getting quality titles. And Riley will make the joke that they would do like shotgun licensing, and they would just get the most etchy, fan servicey smut stuff. And we jokingly said that's probably them trying to build up their revenue to get like the bigger series.
Right.
And since 2020, they've been doing that, and they've been getting like the quality stuff and providing competition to Viz and Kodansha and all that stuff. But they've been around for a while.
I've just been hearing them like all of a sudden out of nowhere. I was like, Seven Seas.
Yeah, no. Now they're one of the big guys, and they're putting out a lot of stuff constantly. Like,
well, that's what I was asking you guys earlier if you read Chained Soldier or Crazy. There's another one out there, Crazy Food Truck.
Crazy Food Truck. I've only read a couple chapters, and it's crazy.
I hear it's great.
It's sort of like Mad Max meets the food truck food manga craze.
So wait, I'm gonna go on IST right now and see what they got in stock. You said Mad Max and food trucks. I'm in.
If you like cooking and you like sort of that dystopian post-apocalyptic scenario, it's about a guy that has a food truck. He's armed, and he finds this girl, this young lady, who's, I believe she's in a body bag or something, but she's alive and she's naked. And
oh, man.
It gets crazy from there because there are people after her. So she starts working. There you go. That's her. She starts working for the guy in the food truck, and it's all kind of crazy.
Okay.
Chain Soldier, however, it has such a dumb premise that I never bothered reading it. Riley bought the first book and hated it. But I'm just going to wait for the anime and see how bad it is.
Riley hates ice cream because it's too cold.
Exactly.
I feel like.
Yeah.
I can see that.
But the anime for Chain Soldier will be out, I think, early next year. Because it already has a couple teasers online.
I need to get back on reading some manga, but there's just so much I want to read, because I don't really do like, I've been thinking about that recently. Like, I don't really know anything about current issues anymore. I'm really out of touch with that since I don't work in a comic book store in a while. So that kind of faded away. That need to read the new issues. So I don't really know anything good coming up because I just usually kind of like keep my ear to the ground and hear what people are saying are good books. And I haven't heard much of anything other than Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil run and basically everything Tom Taylor does. So that's the only new stuff that I've been willing to kind of check out. So I've been thinking about just going back and just reading stuff I've never read before that's supposed to be really great. So things like I want to catch up. Marvel Bab, thank you, sir. So I'm going to catch up on certain things like Pluto. I was reading Pluto before I moved, and I stopped because I had to pack everything, and I just completely lost it. So I might have to start. I don't know if I was on like the third manga, maybe. I don't know. So things like that. I've been wanting to get back in things and finding new fun things to read because I don't know anything new.
That's awesome.
So I'm trying to go back and read old stuff. And that's where because Lou was talking about it, where the idea of doing all these like reading books kind of came from, so that's where Red Robin came from, Superboy. And then today we just discussed the Blackest Night read along that we want to do. So
yeah, because Blackest Night just feels appropriate. It's spooky season. It is technically a horror book. I'm gonna try my best to read all the way up to Blackest Night, and I know that's a lot. If not, then I'll just jump right into the Blackest Night event. But yeah, I'm super looking forward to catching up and rereading this again because Blackest Night. I remember when that was coming out. That was everywhere,
dude. That's the thing is because I have the single issues of Red Robin. That's how I'm reading it, is through the single issues. I have all of them except for like the last like 2 or 3. So as I was reading through it, I'm sending you guys pictures. I was like, dude, look, like this year that's where that whole thing came up. Is I think 2009, 2010 is probably the best year DC's had, because as I was reading, there's these ads, and there's ads for like Blackest Night when it was first, before it even came out. So I was like, oh, dude, this is when Blackest Night came out too. And then you're reading the book, and this is that's right. This is Final Crisis. This is right after Final Crisis, and Batman being stuck in time, which isn't a great story, but it's an important period. It's not a great story, but it's an important period. Just whatever. And it's all these other things, like Booster Gold book from back then. Like 100 Bullets, I think was just ended. So 100 Bullets was going on. That it ended that year. So it just, and that's where it was just like coming up with, okay, let's read Blackest Night, because it's been talking about that. And I'm like, oh, dude, I just want to go back and just do a binge of like Jeff Johns' books, man. Because that's what started that too, was that conversation in the chat about Jeff Johns. And he was untouchable for a while. Like
Johns
it was him and like Brian Michael Bendis, who was like controlling and constructing and being architects of Marvel and DC. But such an amazing year.
Yeah, Johns had a prolific run of what would you say 7-8 years, almost of just banger after banger books.
It's like everything he touched back then. I mean, Hawkman, like the only other, like there is no other like essential Hawkman book to read besides Jeff Johns, you know. But I mean, then everything he's done has been seminal. Like his Green Lantern run, just to keep it on topic real quick with Blackest Night, is untouchable. It is like the best modern, maybe even longer. I challenge anybody, just because I don't know, this isn't a threat. I just challenge anybody to like give me a better like Green Lantern storyline or era than Blackest Night. Yeah, that includes, and I'm a Kyle fan. That includes Emerald Twilight. Yeah, like I think Emerald Twilight can't Twilight anything to Blackest Night. So it's a huge important run. It's a must read. Like whenever anybody talks about any kind of Green Lantern, like, oh, I'm interested in Green Lantern. What should I read? Jeff Johns, right?
Yeah, that's the go-to place.
Yeah. Same with the Flash. He reinvented the Flash, or he made him like a relevant character again.
Yeah. Same with although for me he's always been relevant, but Aquaman, you could say the same for that character as well.
In the sense of him not being relevant, just in the sense of, again, name me another must-read Aquaman saga or run. Or
Peter David's run, just saying. But I know what you mean.
I loved his Wally West stuff before he brought Barry back. Mm-hmm. I thought that was great.
Yeah, that whole run's great, dude.
Yeah, all the stuff he did with villains.
And here's the thing: is I haven't read all of it.
It's great. It's good stuff.
So I'm gonna jump on to reading that pretty soon myself.
Yeah, like all the stuff he did with Mirror Master, the things he did with the Reverse Flash, he made the Reverse Flash genuinely really fucking terrifying in that book. It's great stuff, dude. It's really good.
And then I don't know. I mean, for me, like New 52 was probably like the last time I really read like an enjoyable like Jeff Johns story I could think of. Because dude, even back then. Just to take a step back and talk about positive. Sorry to say that he had a bad run, but his Teen Titans run was in that era too, which again is just, you can't break that chain. Like that is a fantastic run of Teen Titans. George Perez and Mark Wolfman will always be. It'll be the Watchmen. Like it's just going to be untouchable. It's the Casablanca of Teen Titans, right? It's always going to be the number one spot.
I love what he did with Superboy in that run. Yeah, everything that he explored with that character was fantastic.
Yeah, that's the whole spoilers. Lex Luthor being a part of his DNA came from that. That was a great run, and dude, he has so many untouchable runs. It's crazy that he was able to just kind of continue and be consistent in that manner. Man, he was unbeatable.
Yeah.
Real quick,
I don't know where that came from.
Gia, while I was on vacation in Vegas, I hauled quite a few books. Awesome. Even bought a real bow staff in honor of our boy Donatello. That's awesome. I also got a chance to meet and hang with Gabe. That's a win right there.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I ran into a couple Omnibros out there. Ian from Hawaii, who's a longtime viewer.
Really?
The Patreon. Yeah, he was there.
Cool.
Yeah, ran into Steve, ran into Make Havoc. We hung out for a bit. Usually me and Steve go out and get smashed and end up passing out in the back of an Uber. Like that's every other San Diego with us. Not really, but I usually we definitely always go hang out and drink. But
Mhm.
you know, I didn't get a chance to this time around. So you know, next time I only got a couple of drinks together.
I like.
Oh,
the
and
way
human
you think.
omnibus is a must. It's
Hell
so.
yeah.
How does Omar influence whatever he can influence, but not in the terms of producing in Inhumans?
I just find it funny that the influence goes a certain way and not for all the characters. Like, come on,
Are we saying
man.
biased here? Is there a
Come
bias
on.
going on? I don't know.
X-Men's always gonna sell. Come on, do some
Don't
other
worry.
stuff.
Hey, Joe. It's not like they have a whole bunch of more X-Men omnibuses they could put out, right? You know, they're gonna run out eventually, and then you know they're gonna dive into something else.
No,
Oh, they just
'cause when
reproduce them
run
in every
out-
other format that's known possible, like epic collections and omnibuses and all that.
When
So.
they run out of X-Men omnibus ideas, they're gonna reprint them all in order, and then they're gonna invent a new format for X-Men books. It'll be forever and ever and ever.
I'm in. I'm gonna buy new shelves, whatever it is.
Black Adam movie takes from his JSA run. That's another
There you
run
go.
that we
Yeah,
didn't talk about.
that's
JSA.
another one I haven't read either.
Is JSA?
Yeah, I haven't read his JSA.
Oh,
Solid
dude, it
stuff.
just keeps.
Dude, those books are impossible to find. Like the
Really?
the Omnis were for a long time. Or at least one of them was. I think Volume 2 for a long time was like a ghost, but then all of a
Wow.
sudden they just they found a container full of them somewhere or something like that. They all just came out of nowhere. But even like I don't know, I haven't really had a chance to search, but I want to get like maybe like the thicker trade paperbacks of that. I don't want to get those omnibuses are really massive, but I do want to read that series.
I think why Jeff was successful because he wrote for mature audiences and brought back all the people who abandoned comics.
I can see that because he brought back legacy characters.
He did, but I don't think it's necessarily that he just wrote for mature audiences. I just think the stories were good. Bottom line is, you know, I just think he was writing a fucking great story. There's tons of comics out there that are for mature audiences. I mean, we've had a whole bunch of grimdark stuff, but it's the quality of it, and that Blackest Night specifically took off like a freight train in the pop culture.
God.
You saw the T-shirts everywhere that summer.
Mhm.
People were wearing them, getting the rings that matched the colors and stuff like that. It honestly was a stroke of genius when you think about it, because you know he started off, he did the Sinestro Cold War, and he's like, okay, there's the Yellow Lanterns, there's the Green Lanterns. Let's expand the spectrum, and let's see. Okay, red will be anger, indigo will be this, but you know, orange, which is Larfaleeze, and I love Larfaleeze, is going to be greed and stuff like that. So it really was a stroke of genius, and to expand that and blow it all up and make it this giant universe, and it just works so fucking well that you think, why did nobody else do this before? One, and on top of that, you also had not only Green Lantern, but you had Green Lantern Corps, the other series that was going on at the same time that arguably was just as good as Green Lantern proper, but does not get its flowers that it deserves. It was just a fantastic series.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's the date, everybody. The last Wednesday of the month.
Yeah, we're gonna
Before Halloween, you can geek out and talk about Blackest Night.
Or just real quick, I mean, we're talking about dates. We have a calendar for this month. For anybody who's interested in joining us on Wednesdays. Wednesdays is going to be our topic show. So we got a couple topics this month. Since it's October, you might see kind of a trend here. But it does start off this Wednesday with the Red Robin talk.
Yep.
Then we're going to go into a spooky book recommendations, favorite Halloween movies and TV programs. And then on the 26th is the Blackest Night discussion as well. So if you guys want to join us, I think that'd be a great idea. We can all just talk about it together. You know, we'll have the chat can be going at it. We can, have our discussion. We can go back and forth. So if you guys want to join in, the 26th is your due date. And because this is Omnibros, this is all subject to change.
And you can listen to it on Spotify. That's great.
There you go. Yeah. So that'll all be set up that way as well. That'll show up on our Spotify account once those episodes go up. But yeah, we have a calendar. Look at us.
We're getting.
So there's our take a snapshot, everybody. There's your dates, and be ready. Have fun. Enjoy. Boom. That's gonna be fun. I'm super pumped about that. I love that we have a schedule set up finally.
Real quick, I'm gonna
go ahead.
What was it, Joe?
No, go ahead.
No, real quick. Next thing that I'm in the middle of reading right now, No Country for Old Men by Cormac McCarthy, was a film by the Coen brothers a few years ago. The book came out first. This is great stuff. I love Cormac McCarthy. A lot of people have been pissed off at Cormac McCarthy in the past. A lot of literary snobs because he doesn't use quotation marks when he has characters talk, and it kind of throws you off. It's a different style for people that enjoy reading. Basic premise is you've got a man that shows up at a drug deal that went bust, and there's a whole bunch of heroin and $2 million that's laying on the floor. He grabs the $2 million, and tragedy ensues after that. You've got one of the most fucking terrifying characters I think I've ever read in a book that's played by Javier Bardem in the movie. The character's name is Antoine Chua. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce his last name, but god damn, I fucking love Cormac McCarthy. He writes like nobody else. It's such a fucking great book, and it flies by all the way through. You've also got this sheriff named Sheriff Bell, who's kind of the stereotypical old guy, and I'm about to retire. I'm kind of done with this shit and stuff like that, and he's reflecting back on his life. And seeing how all three of these characters cross and what happens, especially with the character who finds the money, his name is Moss. He is genuinely a good guy for the most part, and his intentions are in the right place, but he soon finds himself way over his head because he's in the middle of the cartel, he's in the middle of the cops trying to get him, and he's in the middle of basically this psychopath that's on the run, that's hunting him down. I love this book so far. And like I've said, Cormac McCarthy is my favorite author. I've mentioned that 1,000 times on here. I have never read this. I'm looking forward to reading this and his Border trilogy. And I'm 100 pages deep into this, and I can't put this down. I'm finding myself whenever I have spare time to pick this up and read it. Blood Meridian is my favorite book, so this is a no-brainer for me.
Nice.
Very cool. What else has you written? Someone in the chat's talking about Blood Meridian.
That's my favorite book of all time.
Yeah.
It's Blood Meridian is not an easy read. It took me 3 times to get through it just because of the way he structures the book, and it is fucking dark as fuck. It strips away everything that we've seen of these westerns, the John Wayne movies and stuff like that, where these are good guys and stuff. It strips all that veneer away, and it centers around a gang that was a real gang around the time called the Glanton Gang. And the Glanton Gang was famous for going around and scalping Native Americans and stuff like that, and indigenous people, until people eventually turned on them because they took it too far. And you have a character named the Kid who joins the gang. On top of that, you've got this character who's in the gang called the Judge. And the Judge is basically evil personified. He is everything evil inside the world. And in many ways, when you look at Blood Meridian, it's an extension of the Book of Judges from the Bible, and the structure of it is just kind of similar to it. There's so much I could fucking talk about Blood Meridian just on a single episode alone because it's my favorite book of all time. It's unflinching and it's super fucking difficult to get through, but god damn, is it just brilliant.
Be on the lookout for Omnibros books or Book Bros coming up soon.
Oh my God. I love that book, dude.
Pros Bros Live.
Pros Bros.
People have been trying to make Blood Meridian for years into a movie, and they just can't do it.
Have you seen the movie?
I have not. I haven't seen the movie for No Country. I'm finishing the book first, and then I'm going to watch the movie.
Really? You haven't?
I've never seen it.
It's a great movie.
I know.
I haven't seen it either.
Oh, you guys got to watch it. It's fantastic. It feels weird that I'm the one that's seen it. It's awesome. The movie's
Wait,
dope.
is that the movie where the guy had
with the bowl cut and the
bolt gun for
the
cows? Okay, I have seen that. Yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look at that, Colin. No Country is god tier filmmaking. I kind of have to agree with that. It's amazing.
I'm eager. I love the Coen brothers. I am eagerly anticipating finishing this book and then watching the movie to see how it compares. But this book, Like I said, 100 pages in it did not feel like 100 pages. It flies by.
That's fun when you can get into like a book series that turns into movies or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I want to start reading some of those Reacher books because I really enjoy that Reacher on Amazon Prime. Was it Prime?
Was it good?
It was great. It was
Yeah.
really good. Definitely worth the watch if you're into that kind of like noir kind of. If you've seen the movies, it's like that, but this guy is more built like the character Reacher was described in the books. And the guy's a great actor. It's the guy that played Hawk on Teen Titans from Hawk and Dove.
Yeah,
that guy. Yeah, and the books look good too. The big series of books from Lee Childs. I was like, oh man, I want to kind of start reading some of those too. But cool.
I think that got picked up for a second season.
Recently. It did, yeah. I think they started filming it soon. That guy should do more superhero movies, man. That guy is massive.
So, Gabe, have you read anything that you want to talk about aside from Red Robin?
That's about it. Yeah, that was just a tag team of. That's just a preview of what we're going to be talking about on Wednesday. But yeah, no, I'm still working through Red Robin. I think I'm on like the last couple of issues or something. So.
How about Halls?
Halls. Speaking of, Jesus
I got 2 books, but I'll let you go first.
No, go, Jill. Let's see what you got.
Right. Hold on. Off screen. Oh, Jesus. Okay. So I got. I made a video on my channel reviewing the first part of Battle Angel Alita. So now I'm starting to pick up the Last Order books. Here's the first Omnibus edition. It's a thick book right there.
Ooh,
that's a big old book.
That's a thick boy.
I think it's a 3-in-1. So I got the first one and I got the second one.
Nice.
So if you've read the original, I'm not going to spoil it. It ends on a pretty epic cliffhanger. And now this picks up where that left off. And I'm very interested to see what happens. I don't want to reveal it, but you guys should check out my video talking about my first time reading Alita in 2022. Put a lot of effort into that video. And it's a really wonderful series with great art. And let's see if I can show this without spoiling. I have no context. So if you don't want to know, I don't know what's happening here. But just to show you a couple of scenes here from Last Order.
It's all boobs that you're showing right now.
Yep. Mammary glands right there.
There you go.
Fantastic. And the second one. Now, unfortunately, these do not have hardcovers. I know a lot of people have the first hardcover set for the original series. I don't think they're going to put out, I mean, anything's possible, but I don't think they're going to put out a box set for this series. I think there's something with the licensing that they only put out these in omnibus format, the first 5 volumes, and then you have to get 16, 17, 18, and 19 in single format. I don't know why that is. I've read it and I can't remember why, but apparently there's something with the license that they can't do the hardcovers. So I think for now, this is all we're going to get when it comes to Alita. But still, a great series. I highly recommend you guys check out the original. If you can't afford the hardcover box set, you can do like me and get the 6 small editions that are like, I don't know, $8 or $9 online, like in stock trades, for example. You can find them for cheap online. N-Man, thank you. Yeah, Last Order 16 through 19 were never collected in Omni format. They are only in single volumes. From what I've read online, they're not going to put those out in omnibus format. So, yeah, it's going to look weird on a shelf. The last one, like 16 through 19 or volume 5? Because I know most of them got restocked online. I have them ready to order soonish. So hopefully you guys don't buy them so I can get them. Sorry. So, yeah, it's a thick.
Those are monsters, dude.
Yep. I didn't know they were going to be so thick.
Oh. Oh.
And, yeah, that's all I got. That's all I've hauled. What about you?
So kind of coincidental to the talk that me and Lou just had. Like I was saying, I was kind of realizing that there's a lot of important runs I haven't read, right? And one of them is Jeff Johns' Flash.
Nice.
Now I've read a chunk of it. I remember the way I discovered this series was through Wizard Magazine. Okay, because I loved Wizard Magazine. I read Wizard Magazine. I brought it with me everywhere I went. If I was taking the bus, I was always reading Wizard. And they were talking about how great this run was. So I caught it somewhere in the middle. I think it was past 200 because I don't think I've never read that Zoom storyline. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start going back and start picking up some more Jeff Johns' important runs I haven't read or completely read yet, and other things. I want to get back into finishing up the Jeff Johns run of Flash. And I also realized I haven't read a lot of Grant Morrison books that are like must reads, things like Animal Man and Doom Patrol. So I'm thinking about going back and chucking a bunch of those into as well and catch up on those must read books. So starting off with Flash. And then this is I finally found this in stock. One of the biggest selling books of last year, The Last Ronin.
Awesome.
And this is one of the biggest selling books, I think, of like the hardcover is like on all the top like selling lists. This thing was gone for a while if you wanted to pay, unless you want to pay like full price somewhere you saw it somewhere locally, like at a Barnes and Noble or something like that. But so yeah, Last Ronin. Me and Lou, you and I were talking about this book for a while, but this is such a great story. It's from the beginning, because it's all about the last Ninja Turtle, right? For those of you who don't know, we never caught on to The Last Ronin. It's the last Ninja Turtle. Mm-hmm. All of them have died except for one. And this is like post-apocalyptic era of the world with the Ninja Turtles, or with a Ninja Turtle. And it's this really great story of, I'm not going to give away who the last turtle is. That's one of the fun things to speculate about. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it was just one killer, loving, touching story. It's the Ninja Turtles, but it's making you have like feelings and emotions. And there's so much fun stuff involved with it. With all this, again, it's kind of like Maestro with the Hulk. It's a big jump in the future of time, and people are different, and things have changed, and they keep bringing things back. There's a lot of really cool Easter eggs and stuff. But top-notch book. The entire IDW run of Ninja Turtles. I need to go back and start rereading that from the first one. I only think I only read like the first few series or the first few hardcovers. But yeah, this is probably going to show up on the Omnis somewhere. So I think that's going to be a get for sure somewhere for an Omni.
I can vouch for that. That's probably going to be showing up as well on my list once we do the end of the year stuff. I actually have not read the last issue yet. I just remembered that I need to read that. So because it kept getting delayed so much, I know it's out, but I'm going to download it tonight and actually sit down with it tonight. Yeah,
I remember when the book came out, they didn't fulfill all their orders.
Yeah.
There's a big long story about it, but it's just basically like, they wanted to get ahead of time because those are weirdly shaped books, and it caused them to kind of get short on their order. So it was really hard to find like just the single issues at first, those first prints of number one.
And that hardcover, I do have it as well. I haven't read it yet because whatever, but it's great on the shelf next to the regular IDW hardcovers, the ongoing series.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same spine design, so if people might be a little spine shocked or whatever.
So let me hide them to again. There you go.
Yeah, it's because of the ongoing series has like the ribbon design,
or the spines, really cool. Like the katana hilts or whatever.
Right, it's like the hilt with the wrap around it and stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. I love IDW hardcovers. I've been saying this for years on the show. They make the best hardcovers. I think they got some of the best hardcovers. The designs, really, really good looking stuff, and no dust jackets on other stuff. It's great.
And if anybody's interested in reading it, it is reader friendly. But if you read some other stories, you'll appreciate Last Ronin a little bit more because of the nature of what's happening. Being the last turtle, lots of callbacks and Easter eggs. So just a heads up.
And when you do see the other turtles kind of bite the dust, it hits you. It's emotional, man. Seeing some of your favorite.
Some great art too. Yeah, keep going.
Because it does show you how every single one of them eventually meet their fate, and man, some of it is rough.
Try not to show any spoilers.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a thing.
TMNT Last Run prequel, The Lost Years, comes out this November. Nice.
I did not know that was.
I had no idea.
Dude, the turtle stuff has just been so good lately. Like I'm not caught up on stuff, but they brought like Venus back. They're doing like a whole big old like war, like with a bunch of new characters. I need to catch up on it.
I feel like even though people love the Turtles, I think it's still criminally underrated. Everything Turtles in books.
I think that's partially because there's that association of it being a kiddie thing from the 90s.
Yeah, they think about the cartoon and the live action movies from the 90s.
Oh, dude, those live action movies are nothing like the cartoon, dude. Those things were. That first one is creepy and violent. I loved it, dude. I forced my dad to take me to go see that movie. I begged him to take me to go see that movie. I begged him so much. It's all I talked about for like weeks. Like we were moving. My parents were in the middle of a divorce, and we were moving out of the house, and we are just sleeping on our mattresses because everything else is packed up. And all I'm talking about is Ninja Turtles, and I'm gonna go see the movie, right? But my dad liked it because he took me because I'm take my kid to the movies all the time. Mm-hmm. But he walked out of that one enjoying it because it wasn't like silly or cartoony or anything like that. Like it was. Yeah. They kill. Casey Jones kills the Shredder. Like just straight up just crushes that fool in the garbage truck. Like whoops, and just pulls the lever. He straight murdered that dude.
I just have this image of.
And then they got really childish afterwards, where they couldn't use their weapons or anything like that in the second one.
Yeah,
I got this image of Gabe as a kid. Like your parents, you're not beating up about this divorce, Gabe. No, fuck that. I just want to go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'll feel this.
I remember. It's one of my vivid memories of a child, was just me talking about it. Like, Michelangelo, the one with the orange, he's spinning the nunchuck on his finger and stuff, and it's all I talked about.
He's handling the divorce really well. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Lionheart. That and the TMNT CGI are
2006, was it?
I think it was.
Yeah.
The first one's the best live action one they've ever done. That first one has been they can't recreate that. It was so perfect.
You didn't like the Shrek Turtles from 2014 from Michael Bay producing?
It wasn't that wasn't for me. That wasn't for me.
Yeah. I did like,
but that animated one is fantastic.
I did like the fight at the end with Super Mecha Shredder. That was fun.
Dude, the Raph and Leo fight on the rainy rooftop is one of the greatest like CGI movie scenes you're ever gonna see.
They absolutely nailed Casey Jones in that movie. Can we? And that's Elias Koteas, who every time you see Elias Koteas in something, the dude's fucking awesome. He was in a movie with.
He's always a horrible person. He always plays like some drug addict or like
he doesn't
like a crooked cop or something like that. Yeah.
He's in a movie with Denzel in the 90s, and I forgot the name of the fucking movie. But he plays a convict that is possessed by the devil, and he's going to the electric chair, and he almost steals the entire fucking movie, and he was only in it for about 5 minutes. I forgot the name of the movie.
That sounds familiar. I could think of it because he had that shaved head and stuff.
Such a great movie with such a fucking what the fuck ending. Oh my god, that's bothering me. What was it?
We're gonna have to look it up now. Now it's gonna bother me.
Michael Bay's Turtles was for no one. Yeah.
But speaking of kind of bringing this back around, the guy from Reacher played Raphael in that movie. He was in the suit or whatever. Okay. And they said they treated him on that set like he was a nobody, like he was garbage. He had the worst experience on that movie, where he wouldn't even get like a limo to go back to the hotel. They would just call some random Uber or just some like crappy car he had to call for himself. It was really this really bad story he was telling about it, but that kind of brings it all back around.
So the movie's called Fallen, and it's a great watch for you guys out there. If you're looking for something kind of to get you in the mood for the October month and Halloween season, it's got a really huge rug pull at the end of the movie that I think was like, wow, I did not see that coming.
Nice.
It's a good movie.
Nice. So what else? Did we haul anything else?
That's it for me.
Okay.
That's it for
Want to
me.
do previews?
Just do previews. Just take a look and see what we got going on.
All right. Let me pull up the thing here from Lunar. Let's head over there first. Pretty interesting selection. Of course, you're going to get a crap ton of Batman books. Somebody posted earlier, and I apologies if I missed the comment, that they bought, I think it was Rodimus Prime. Was it you, Rodimus, that you bought, you took a gamble on American Vampire? That's a solid choice.
Oh, man.
You're not going to be disappointed. I love
yeah.
That's one of my all-time favorite Vertigo series, in my opinion.
American Vampire?
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
That's a
me
fun series.
and Gila used to talk about that all the time. We love American Vampire. But remember, we were waiting for like Omnibus 2 to come out, and it never did.
I
did it. I don't remember that ever coming out.
Late this month. It's coming out.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense. So they're reprinting number 1 because number 2.
Did he
Yeah.
finish
So
it?
Sorry, my bad.
Did
Go
he
ahead.
did he finish it? Because I remember I love this series. I thought it was great, but I was waiting for an ending. Did he ever go back and finish it?
I think he did end it, or announced an ending miniseries to it. I think.
I stopped reading at second cycle, and I was like, "Wow, this is really good. You're tying it into the space race and everything like that." But are you finishing this?
Yeah. So I highly recommend it. If you don't own, get it. It's wonderful, and I think it's a great one. I personally think it's one of Snyder's best written material. That's not Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, real
big
quick.
thing about this.
Oh, I think we missed this in the chat, but I saw this rolling back a little bit. I just wanted to shout this out.
Yeah.
Michael Collins, happy birthday to Michael Collins. He's asking for a birthday shout out.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. Sorry you missed that. I didn't see that earlier. So
the big thing about this book was I remember for the first 4 issues, Stephen King did a backup story that gave you the origin story of the villain. And everybody said, what the fuck? Fuck Stephen King. Who is this Scott Snyder guy? Because this shit is fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I discovered it. I was like, oh, Stephen King's writing a comic? Cool.
Yeah.
But he ended up being like the backup story, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, everybody was just talking about how great this American Vampire was.
So this includes the first 27 issues and then the miniseries Survival of the Fittest and Lord of Nightmares. And then later in the month, we're going to get Volume 2, which I think wraps up the whole thing. I'm excited for that.
Is that all on the DC Universe app? I might reread this along with the other.
Yeah, that's a good one to check out.
Absolute Doomsday Clock. I'm pretty sure a bunch of people are going to get this for the art.
Yeah.
That's the only reason to get it.
And not necessarily for the story. The full 12-issue miniseries. If you love Gary Frank, he's one of the best artists in my opinion. You got to get it.
Yeah. Especially as a Superman artist, he's definitely one of the best.
Mm-hmm. So we're getting those 2, which are pretty big books. And I'm pretty sure one of them is going to get heavily discounted at our sponsor tomorrow at midnight. Tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time. Batman stuff. Here is Batman The Long Halloween Haunted Night Deluxe Edition hardcover. This contains the Tales of 3 Halloweens, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, Halloween Special Number 1, Batman Madness, Legends of the Dark Knight, Special 1, Batman Ghost, Legend of the Dark Knight, Halloween Special Number 1. That's pretty cool.
I'm very confused how this entire line, I saw it at the store the other day, how the entire line is Batman The Long Halloween, colon, something else. Like, it's weird how they took this whole, like, 3 or 4, like, runs, I guess.
Yeah.
And then they they're out there separately. I have all the absolutes, but then they rebranded them as The Long Halloween, Dark Victory. The Long Halloween, Haunted Night.
The
Long Halloween, I think there was another one.
When in Rome.
Yeah, that's the other
Kyle stuff.
What the fuck?
This is all right. It's not the best of the bunch from Loeb and Sale when it comes to Batman, but it was fun.
Yeah, it's weird how Long Halloween is kind of sandwiched in between mediocre stuff compared to what Long Halloween is.
Yeah.
Dark Victory is good, but yeah.
Also
More movie
coming
posters on comics.
at least it's Dr. Fate, my favorite sorcerer in comics, and I'm so happy about that. I'll let it slide. I love Dr. Fate. He's awesome.
And it's Pierce Bronson.
Yeah, of course. Dark Crisis, sure. Hardware, Season 1 hardcover. Milestone Returns Infinite Edition number 0 and containing Hardware Season 1 through 6. Milestone Returns.
Has any of that new Milestone stuff came out that they announced like a while ago?
I think Static Shock came out in collected edition. I might be mistaken. I think something else as well. Chat, if you guys know, help us out here. But I think Static Shock already came out. Pretty cool. Let's see what else. Oh, hey, they eliminated the fruits from the Hispanic Heritage.
Oh yeah, they redid those Mexican Heritage covers.
Hey, good for them.
They even redid the Bane one. I think the Bane one's on here too, and it's completely different than what it was before.
Cowards.
Oh, it's a completely new image.
Yeah,
it's not him eating a flan. It's just him flexing in the rain in a dark alley. Very like he's cruising.
At least with the flan, it gives him a little bit of a quirky side to him.
Well, but yeah, that, and it also helps you realize. Oh wait, he's from Spain, right? He's Spanish. It's really one of those things you don't really think of him as being. No, is he South Costa Rican? Dang it!
Oh, close. Caribbean. He's in the Caribbean.
He's in the Caribbean. Okay, he's just not one of those characters that instantly goes, "Oh yeah, he's Hispanic or whatever," you know. So that's I kind of like that. That at least obviously kind of made it a fact.
You know, I am glad they did it, but at the same time, I feel like I would have loved that Kyle Rayner cover, the original one.
Oh, dude, I was totally going to buy that just for the cover. Now, maybe not so much.
Oh man, I gotta highlight this because Hawkman looks amazing in this.
That's a cool cover.
Smokes. I can't wait for this movie. I'm excited.
Gio, do you know that the DC universe is going to change because The Rock keeps fucking saying
what's the phrase?
Huh?
What's the phrase that he uses? The
something of power. The something
hierarchy of power change. Something is going to happen.
Yeah. And every goddamn post, the hierarchy of power is going to change. He's hanging out with his daughter. The hierarchy of power is going to change. He's taking a shit. The hierarchy of power is going to change. I get it, Rock. I'm going to go see the fucking movie. I get it, man. I will be there.
Yeah. So the other one coming out is Trial of the Amazons hardcover by a bunch of people. But I love this cover from Jimmy Chung. Trial of the Amazons 1 and 2, Nubia number 6, Wonder Woman 785 and 786, Trial of the Amazons Wonder Girl 1 and 2.
Cool.
Jimmy Chung doesn't do enough work. We need more output from that.
Oh, look! Here's the
yeah. There's the not Bane one.
This is such a boring cover. I think that's cool. Like they went from lazy and offensive to just boring.
They're just another stock image, you know. Like this is again. He's probably not even in the book, you know. It's probably one of those things.
They really slapped that Hispanic Heritage Month logo in the corner of there.
Oh, and look!
Same with the
Beatles no longer eating a burrito or whatever. It's just fireworks. That's weird.
Ironically, I want a burrito now.
Do they have the other one here?
Or coincidentally,
I think I saw. Oh, Jessica.
Yeah, she's not eating the torta anymore or whatever it was.
But that one, I think that was the least offensive because she, after a hard day's work of beating bad guys, she's going to have
you need a carb load.
Cool meal, burrito, whatever now. I don't know. Kind of weird move there. From the other publishers. Okay, please wait. Sorry about that.
Come on, Diamond.
I had it open just a second ago. What the hell? Oh, here it is. From the other publishers, let me zoom in so you guys can see it. Image Comics, Joe Hill Rain hardcover. Meet Gandolfo's Sweet Paprika Volume 2. I do recommend that. That's a spicy comic if you like rom-coms and not safe for work stuff. But it's pretty funny. Monkey
Oh, I thought you were
Meat.
just making a pun because it's called Sweet Paprika, but it's actually like kind of a sexy book. Is that what you meant by
It's a
spicy?
sexy book. It's a sex comedy. Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just making a pun and it ended up being something else. I hear you.
Monkey Meat First Batch trade
Delicious.
paperback. Oblivion Song Book 3 hardcover. Saga is back with Volume 10 trade paperback.
Yeah. I have
From
never
Dark
seen
Horse.
I have never seen a book fall from grace that hard for me. I don't know.
Is it not good right now? The new arc?
I probably am in the minority, but I just
Okay.
think no. Yeah.
Monkey Meat. The hell's Monkey
Everybody,
Meat?
you can send your complaints about what Lou just said to his email, which is lowrider65 at AOL.com.
Anyways, the Monkey Meat, if anybody's interested, it says here the Monkey Meat Company made a fortune selling cans of, monkey meat. They're now ruling over a corporate empire and an island where they run all sorts of wacky supernatural experiments in a hyper capitalist landscape. Follow the adventures of citizens of Monkey Meat Island in this 5-story anthology.
Is Monkey Meat Island and Dick Punch Island the same by chance? Just out
They're
of
gonna
weird
cross over.
twisted curiosity.
Monkey Dick.
Was that monkey meat made out of Dick Punch Island leftovers?
Yeah.
Gabe asking the real questions here.
That's right.
Hard-hitting questions. I love it. Dark Horse Comics. You got 40 Seconds trade paperback, Air Volume 1, The Art of Star Wars Visions deluxe hardcover, and the regular hardcover. Avatar: The Last Airbender box set trade paperback version. And 3 awesome titles. Black Hammer Volume 7 Reborn Part 3. That's great.
That's a mouthful.
And then I'm going to jump over here. Tales from Harrow County Library Edition hardcover. A lot of people are excited for that. I know a lot of people are going to pick that up. But
that's good for Halloween stuff.
Of course. And my pick of the week, definitely Blade of the Immortal. Here's the 7th deluxe edition. So 3 more books to go, and we'll have the entirety of Blade of the Immortal in deluxe edition.
It's going to look nice.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have all of them, Gio? Are you getting them all?
Yes. Yep.
I only have volume
super excited. I can't wait to get that. That's day 1 tomorrow. Gonna grab that. DC, we talked about that. Marvel Comics, Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1, Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr. Volume 1, right there. Yeah.
What? John Romita is one of the best Spider-Man artists ever. Still.
Romita.
Sure, but I don't know about that book in particular.
Yeah.
Avengers Epic Collection Obsession. Black Panther Legends. And Bloodstone and the Legion of Monsters, a new printing. Mighty Marvel Masterworks, Black Panther, Volume 1. That's cool. And, the DM variant for Black Panther.
Ooh, that's the one.
Sabretooth, The Adversary. We got She-Hulk by Rainbow Rowell.
I've been wanting to read this because I've heard great things about it. So
same. I haven't checked it out yet. Jen again, Volume 1. Star Wars Legends Epic Collection, New Republic, Volume 6. And 1 omnibus. Here is Wakanda, The World of Black Panther, hardcover omnibus. The regular cover and the DM cover.
A lot of Black Panther stuff for some reason.
It's almost like we're getting movies.
What's in that Wakanda? Not that I'm going to get it, but I'm surprised that they had a second omnibus for Black Panther.
This has a bunch of stuff. This collects Rise of the Black Panther 1 through 6, World of Wakanda 1 through 6, Black Panther and the Crew 1 through 6, Black Panther Long Live the King 1 through 6, Black Panther Annual Number 1 from 2018, Amazing Spider-Man Wakanda Forever, X-Men Wakanda Forever, Avengers Wakanda Forever, Black Panther vs. Deadpool 1 through 5, Shuri 1 through 10, Killmonger 1 through 5, Black Panther and the Agents of Wakanda 1 through 8, King in Black, Black Panther, and The Last Annihilation Wakanda, plus material from Venomverse War Stories, Marvel Comics 2019 issue 1000, Marvel's Voices number 1, Marvel's Voices Legacy, and Black Panther from the 2018 series issues 23 to 25.
Jesus.
I'm sorry you had to read that all. Wow. Okay, that answers that. Inman 40 says it's a offshoot series minis during the Coates run.
So if you love the world of Wakanda and Black Panther and Crew, you should probably get it. And
they seem to be doing that lately, doing these omnibuses of like, I don't know about lately, but I've been seeing them more lately where it's just like a collection of just kind of like random put together
like
stuff.
The spin-offs and all that.
Like that Book of Doom book. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a grab bag of stuff that they're just like, yeah, we'll just throw this, and this in here. Yeah.
Like a companion book. There we go. Companion. There you go. Perfect. Dynamite, Nancy Drew Omnibus with a fantastic cover right there. Love that.
I love that coming soon image.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. Nancy Drew.
And then a bunch of this stuff. And okay, we did a manga show. I wasn't on, and Riley talked about the books coming out in October. But I'm going to talk about them here because I'm on. So if you don't like it, you can just mute me. I don't care. I'm going to highlight.
Let's do it.
Okay, so first.
Hold on. I like Gio's wedding singer approach. I have the microphone and you don't. You will listen to every goddamn word I'm going to say.
Of course. Hell yeah. It's a geocracy right now. 2000 AD, Volume 4. You got Alcato and the Turnip Child. One of my favorite isekai manga, Ascendance of a Bookworm. Here is Part 2, Volume 4. And this I do recommend everybody check out. This is Be Very Afraid of Nanako Inuki. She is a mangaka in the same style as Junji Ito, Kazuo Umezu, Shintaro Kago, and Junko Mizuno, and I highly recommend it. She's a veteran, and she has not had the exposure like the other guys in the West. And if you like horror manga and really creepy stuff, you got to check it out. It's the first collected edition stateside, and it's going to be like a collection of short stories from her. 6 hair-raising stories featuring an array of unnerving characters and scenarios brought to life in Inuki's signature art style. So if you like horror, Spooktober, Halloween, whatever you want to call it, I do recommend picking that up. Blade Runner, Volume 3, Boruto, Volume 15. The Naruto anime just celebrated today its 20th anniversary, so it's just another reminder how old we're getting. Canis Dear Hatter, Volume 1.
That's 20 years ago, dude. Wow.
Yep. Celery Stalks, Volume 2. Dr. Stone, one of my favorite Shonen Jump manga of recent years, Volume 23. So we're 2 volumes out from the finale.
Ooh.
Enchanting Escapades of Phoebe and Her Unicorn. Enola Holmes, Central Judge Dredd. You got Faraway Paladin. That's a fun one. I recommend that. Free Life Fantasy Online Immortal Princess. I have no idea what that's about. Gahi-chan is a yokai-inspired ecchi series. So it has some good old fan service and a lot of boobs.
You couldn't tell that by the cover.
Exactly. And the premise is pretty wild, too. A starving manga artist suddenly finds a girl who looks like the spitting image of his own series heroine on his front doorstep. It seems like a dream come true. But if only it was this simple. As his drawings are coming to life, this girl turns out to actually be a gahi, a yokai who can only appear human by transforming artwork into human skin and wearing it like a glove.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, of course.
I'm in.
That happens.
More manga here.
I knew a guy that happened to.
Grand Blue Dreaming, Volume 17. I've yet to read this, but it's on the list of like one of the best comedy manga. If you want sort of a frat boy humor, like Western style comedy, you can check out Grand Blue Dreaming. It's very wholesome, but it's also very funny as well.
Right, it's a manga, but they're using Western jokes.
And it's
like they're doing
similar,
it's like they're trying to do their own like American Pie.
Yeah,
but
in that
like
style.
frat boy
That's what
humor.
what I'm referring to. And that's
I want to see it's interesting to see how other people hear our jokes, or our like jock kind of humor.
Says here swimsuits, ramen, dumb jokes, beer, uncomfortable nudity. But yeah. Hero Laughs, Path of Vengeance, Imaginary Volume 1, Impossible Jones, Volume 1, Grin and Gritty, the Hodorowski Library hardcover, The Saga of Alandor, Judge Dredd, Legends of Law, Kaiju Girl Caramelise, Volume 6, Lad House, Volume 16. Wow. Max Meow, Volume 4, Taco Time Machine. That sounds dope. Minions. Fucking hate the Minions, sorry. Monster Bar Mitzvah, Moriarty the Patriot, Volume 9. If you like the Minions, I apologize for the language. I just hate them to death. And if I see one, I'm going to punch it. My Hero Academia, Volume 32. Mind Love Mix-Up, Volume 5. Narwhal and Jelly. The Narwhalicorn and Jelly. Nathan Hale's Bigger Batter from Amulet Books. And this is coming out. Night of Cats in this post-apocalypse, similar to like a zombie invasion. So I do want to check it out. It sounds pretty funny.
Another great Seven Seas manga.
Yeah,
Night
it's another Seven Seas title. This is a horror comedy, and in the near future, a unique disease has swept across the planet, a virus that transforms humans into cats. And the horde is expanding, since if these adorable kitties snuggle with a human, the human is transformed into yet another cat. A small group of cat-loving survivors is trying to escape the madness, but how can you defend yourself against the threat? You just want to cuddle and pet. It's a nice play on the zombie tropes. Peanuts box set from Titan Comics. Rent a Girlfriend, Volume 14. I am reading this. This is one of my guilty pleasures. Romantic Killer, Volume 1. This is also a manga. Rover and Spec, Volume 1. Seamus, The Famous Eternity Run. Side Effects from Aftershock. And from Fantagraphics, Slash Them All, hardcover. Some of you were there. Sundome, Milky Way, Volume 5. Suzanne Jazz, Age of Goddess of Tennis. One of my favorite isekai manga, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Volume 20 of that series. From Nobrow, we're getting Thieves, graphic novel. And Norton Young Readers is putting out Victory Stand, Raising My Fist for Justice. Sumerian Comics, first time I'm hearing of them. Walking Without a Soul. Kodansha has Wand Dance Volume 2. Inside Comics has Wonder City Volume 1. And 2 more from Seven Seas. You got Yakuza Reincarnation Volume 3. Again, I put out a video on my channel if you guys want to check it out. It's a Week in Geekdom, talking about Yakuza Reincarnation. A lot of fun. And Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games Volume 3. So that's it. That's all the stuff that's coming out. We don't have the list of the 50% off books, but if I were a betting man, I'm pretty sure the Wakanda book and the DC stuff like the Batman and the Absolute might get some good discounts. So you have to check out In-Stock Trades for that.
Cool. Some good stuff this week.
Sumerian is the new name for Behemoth Comics. Okay, I have no idea. Slash Them All is great. If you love 80s slashers, then you'll like the book. That's up you guys' alley right there, right? You guys like slashers?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
love-
grew up watching that 80s slasher stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I love slashers.
So that is that for the previews. You guys
All right.
have to check out, of course, Instar Trades for all your collected edition needs. All the books that are coming out that we just highlighted. You can find them tomorrow, as of this video, at noon Eastern Standard Time. You can get your omnibus, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, box sets, manga, so much more. Deals up to 50% off, and on occasions even more. Orders of $50 or more gets you free shipping. And if you order on a week-by-week basis, you get that cool loyalty discount for that 2% off. Fantastic customer service, wonderful packaging. That's InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. There you go. Shout out to IST. So, what's happening in the chat? Because I was not reading anything from the chat. Any questions? I got like 2 more minutes in me before we wrap it up.
Yeah, actually,
You guys are okay with that?
I gotta get going right now, guys. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
We're
We'll just wrap
wrapping
it up
up.
then.
Let's wrap it up. All right.
Wrap it
Thank
up,
you.
everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. You can find me on my channel. That's A Week in Geekdom, where I talk about anime and manga when I'm not on here on Omnibros Live. How about you guys? Comics Guide.
you can find me at Comics Guy 101 on YouTube. My old channel's up there, so if you guys want to check out some old stuff, there's some still pretty relevant things on that channel. And on occasion, you can see my ramblings on Twitter at Comics Guy 101 on Twitter.
Gabe loves 90s comics.
Yeah, everybody, you can follow me on Instagram, Gabe Loves 90s Comics. Also, follow Omnibros Live on Instagram as well. A lot of people in the chat here, I know, follow us. Tag us in all your hauls and all your cool stuff, and we always like to kind of reshare that kind of fun stuff with everybody as well. So follow us there.
Heck yeah. So thank you, everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful as always. We'll be back Wednesday. Let me put up the image that Gabe posted right here for the Red Robin video discussion, book discussion. Hope you guys can tune in for that. Some goofs and gaffs and insightful comments. And then Thursday, we're going to do a manga show. So thank you, everybody. Hit the like button, share the video, listen to us on other podcasting streaming platforms, whatever it's called. Just do that.
Apple Podcasts,
subscribe. There
Spotify,
you go.
Anchor FM, Stitcher, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio, anywhere, whatever your favorite podcasting platform is, we're there.
There you go. Fantastic. So thank you, everybody. God bless. Stay safe out there. See you on the next one.